In a world where dice determine your fate, and the only thing holding you back is your imagination, embark on a journey of adventure, perils, mayhem, and treasure. Unlock the hero within, and welcome to Roll for Turaco.
Welcome to RollForTuraco. This is Frank, and today I'm doing a little bit of game design. I'll be doing the actual game design off camera, but I wanted to show you the note system that I came up with, and I just printed out. So I'm here at the library, and I'm not working on anything for basic fantasy, Deathbringer, Old Swords Reign. This is the game that I'm working on. With my ideas. I'm cutting in here quickly to say I co-created the Captain Goggles and Masculine comic with a friend of mine. So a lot of these ideas come from that comic and come from ideas that we have for future stories. Uh, so a lot of that lore, a lot of stuff that was created is not just my ideas; it's also my comic partner's ideas. Uh, so I'm using that with permission to create the game. There's stuff I'm gonna be using uh, that's part of the comic, and stuff I'm using that I want to keep it separate, but you'll be able to kind of build your own world or expand on that world with what information I do give you. And if you want to check out that comic, and it doesn't have the Turaco Agency in there yet, it is alluded to, but it's not direct. That's going to be something that's coming later. Anyway, so if you want to just get that comic, it's a PDF, uh, and I have it on Gumroad. There's a link in the description below. It's $5, and with that you get that comic, and you also get a a a sketchbook that's how I created that comic with the help of my comic partner. So if you want to check it out, it's in the link below, and let's get back to the video. And there is a video on this channel where I'm playtesting as a solo play, but uh, you don't have to do this as a solo play. This is meant to be a a game where you can have other people. But yes, in that video I'm playtesting a a part of the game where it's the Hollow Room. It's like, think X-Men, the Danger Room, the holodeck from Star Trek. So it's a place where you can train and practice. And I think I will have a regular train room where it's not a holographic, but we'll see. I mean, right now is what I'm working on, and I do like that hollow room because uh, you can just get into it, start practicing, and if you're new to solo play, you can kind of get the hang of it, uh, and then from then on, safety is off. You can go into the real world in the game and go on adventures. Uh, so what I did, I came up with this note taking system. I already had something similar for campaign settings for stuff that I'm running with basic fantasy or Old Swords Reign, but I decided to make this more geared to the game that I'm working on, and it's WarpAnchor7 uh, Turaco Agency. Now, I'm still debating whether I want it to just be WarpAnchor 7, uh, and that is actually what I wrote here. You can see it. But because I wanted to keep this open where I can, uh, you know, make more copies and then just work on adventures, so I can still use some of these. But the game itself, the one that I'm working on, it will be WarpAnchor7 Turaco Agency. And if you're wondering what all that means, I do have some lore that I will include. Uh, but before, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but a lot of this stuff came from a comic book that I co-created. Now, a lot of that information is not in there because I wanted to focus on the two characters, Capt Goggles and Masked Woman, and their robot mech, a rideable mech. So it starts off with them just going on this just basic, no, not even a mission. They're just trying to get something done, but there's a battle that happens. And so what I want to do with that is expand that comic world with the game. Now I'm gonna leave some stuff out, leave some stuff open ended, so it doesn't really have to connect to the comic, but you can take those characters and do something completely different. Uh, and I have them here actually. So I have Capt Goggles, I have Masked Woman, and I didn't mention this one, but this is Anki, the Tankliosaurus. So he is a robotic dinosaur, an Ankylosaurus. I said sorry. So she. Oh, it's a robot, but she. This is Masked Woman's ride, and so you know she can make her a she if she wants. And Anki is sentient, so not uh, not like C3PO, but maybe like R2D2, or doesn't really talk but makes some grunts and sounds and understands things. So this will actually be a something that you can have in the game. You can have Anki as a rideable vehicle. So I am going to be working on. I don't know if I want it to be a class per se, but some vehicles, and this will be one where you can build your own or use Anki. So uh, I will have their information in the game, their little bios, so you can have them as NPCs or have them as use them as playable characters. So if you want to play as them, you can, and but if you want to make your own characters, you'll be able to do that too. But you have that option, and I do want to include more information on them because they could actually be a controller. The controller is the game master. So the game master can take on one of the NPCs, and with the information I put out, they can decide if they want to have them as the controller. uh, but what's cool with that, and the way I'm thinking is that even a higher level player can become a controller. They're like, oh, I think I know my way around this, especially if the player has come up with a background like, oh, there's information there, this city or this area, they're from that area. So if a player character is knowledgeable in that, they can be the controller and kind of lead the team. Uh, but anyway, I don't want to get into too much of that. This is what I'm actually going to be writing down. So yeah, so you have these that you can use in the game. They can be NPCs, they can be playable characters. quest givers. Maybe hopefully they won't die. So so that's something that you can use. So I have here my little system. Uh, so I have a little section where I can write my adventure. So this is where I'll be writing the first initial adventure. And I have a section for the controller rules. I got 2 sheets here. Player rules. So I'll be using the controller rules to write down, what the controller does. Everything I pretty much said will go here. Player rules, and I have a setting. Now here I have it labeled 1 through 6. And if you saw that video where I was rolling up, doing some playtesting and rolling up, what setting that they're going to fight in the hollow room, it's going to be that. So this is what you can use for that part of the game, where I'll have just 6 settings. You roll on this. So I'll turn it into a random table. And depending on that setting, you have your opponents. So I did print out 6 opponent sheets because each setting has their own set of 6 opponents that they can fight. So I have this ready to go. Now I have my races and my classes. And I do have at least 4 classes. That might be it for now. But I wanted to give myself options where I can, add a little bit more. I don't plan on having 10. I do have them listed as 10 each. I don't plan on having 10 classes and 10 races. I think that's just too much. But at least 4. And if there's extra ones I want to add, I can do that later on. And races. So WarpAnchor7 is set in a futuristic alternate Earth type place. It's not called Earth. It's close to it, but so there's aliens, there's different things. And that's why I'm debating on if I want writable mech as a race. Probably not, but it is something that, hey, if you want, you can totally be a writable mech if you make him sentient. And I will put something in the rules, what you do to make them sentient, because I don't think they should all be sentient. It's like your toaster talking to you, and the microwave is having arguments. Not everything needs to be sentient, but I do like that Anki is sentient because it works for the story. And classes. I do have the classes. I think I already talked about that. The races. Yeah, there's going to be some alien races. And there's other stuff I'm going to be thinking of. And this one is more particular for the hologram, the hollow room, the malfunctions. But I have it under malfunctions / outcomes. So it could be just decisions that you need to make, or something that happened, and these are the outcomes. But I have malfunctions first because it's you can roll the type of malfunction that will happen in the holodeck. So I think I do have it where it's you roll a d20, and if you get from anywhere from 1 to 10, there is a malfunction. From 11 to 20, you're good. You're clear. You know, I might even add a you get like an extra bonus or something. It's like, oh wow, like you rolled a 20, and you get to access these weapons in the hollow room. You know what? Yeah, I think that will be part of the outcomes. So yeah, I just thought about that right now. So that's that. And I do have weapons here, and there's some gear that I do want specifically for the classes. So Captain Goggles is a defender, and if you want to think of it uh, as a paladin, so so the defender has a moral code. Now you can do a lot with that. Which just is your defender has a moral code. Well, uh, is it like a good code, or are they very like extreme on it, or like oh you know my moral code is right is right and wrong is wrong, and like well there's gray areas, and if they're more like no you gotta follow the code. You can have some interesting adventures and interesting character growth with that. And so yeah, so that'll be up to you, but you know, some of a more code, and you kind of decide what that is, and of course, character growth. They can grow or they can learn. Uh, so with Masked Woman, so she's a sentinel, and there's like a little like a rogue or a ninja, someone a little bit more cunning and daring. So and she specifically has some weapons she can use. Well, yeah, I think Anki is just going to be one of the vehicles, or a type of vehicle that you can create. Now, who's going to be doing all this creating? Well, the other class, which I don't have here with me, is the engineer, or the architect, the inventor. So I think I have it as engineer, inventor. So that's a another class. Uh, yeah, and there's a I don't have it on me, but there's another class I'm working on. But with the engineer, they can create types of weapons that can either, depending, either cause damage or maybe heal damage. So they can make some like medical weapons, like Star Trek, where they have like scanner go, oh, okay, yeah, your wound is you're good. Uh, so a different class can actually be a healer as well. You can, like for the defender, I did originally have it as a fighter, but I wanted it where like he has a moral code, so he might pick up something that can help heal others. So different weapons will do different things. And I just remembered the other class, commander, and there is also soldier. So if you want a little bit more military, you have those vehicles. One rideable mech, so you can design your own. Because I have a robot dinosaur that you can ride. You can come up with any creature or however you want it. And I'll probably write some rules about that as well. And if you want them sentient, there probably will be some things you will have to do, and you will have to procure. So like I don't want to make it easy, and I think that's it. Yeah, these are just extra notes. So I will be working on this, and I will be working on this off camera. I just want to show you what I have in mind, what I'm doing, and so I think I'm good to go. I got my Gatorade, not sponsored. I got some snacks here. I got my characters for inspiration and my notes. And I got a few hours to kill here at the library. So this has been Frank Salazar with RollForTuraco, and haters hate, creators create. So I'm going to be doing some creating. I'll leave a link where you can get this shirt. This was designed by a friend of mine, a comic book creator, and he does a lot of other stuff too. Serkworks Art Labs. So I'll leave a link where you can get this shirt, and check out some of his other stuff. Do something productive today. Create something, and don't forget to roll for Turaco. See you next time. Don't forget to roll for Turaco.
Subscribe.